police are revealed who they are and what they hope to bring to the table. And then Umatillo's police department set to grow with a new facility, how the design set to improve officer safety.
And rain and mountain snow are set to start for eastern Washington and North Idaho in just a few hours. I'll talk to you about what to expect next in weather as NonStop Local Pulse Prime starts right now.
Morgan Ashley, bringing you the content that connects our communities. You're watching NonStop Local Pulse Prime.
Well, the war in Iran enters a fourth day now. The IDF releasing footage of the strikes on Beirut today, targeting what they say is Hezbollah intelligence headquarters. The State Department is preparing the military and charter flights for Americans tonight. It's happening as the UAE reports 1,000 drones and missiles have attacked Dubai, and the U.S. consulate grounds were hit. Good evening. I'm Morgan Ashley. Thanks for joining us here for Pulse Prime tonight. Senior administration officials have said regime change in Iran was not the goal, even after the strikes that killed the supreme leader. President Trump today said someone from within Iran's government could best be suited to take power after the war ends.
We were having negotiations with these lunatics, and it was my opinion that they were going to attack first. They were going to.
The president characterized the American and Israeli strikes as preemptive. Today, also hosting a second day of closed-door briefings at the Capitol. This week, there is a vote on congressional approval for further Iran military operations that are expected. French President Emmanuel Macron also ordered France's nuclear-powered aircraft carrier to the Mediterranean. You can see here, video shows a demolished building where clerics were expected to select a new supreme leader, but Israel reportedly hit the site. There was also a drone attack near the American consulate in Dubai. Parts of the building were engulfed in flames after a drone hit the parking lot. Authorities say no injuries have been reported. Also new today, the names of 4 of the 6 service members killed in Kuwait have been released by the Pentagon. The Army Reserve says they were all deployed from Des Moines, Iowa. Each had served in multiple deployments across the Middle East. Well, travelers from around the world are stranded across the Middle East tonight. One is Doug Kelly, who helped to found the Bloomsday race in Spokane. He was actually visiting a beach in Qatar during a layover Saturday when he started getting alerts on his phone.
But all the alerts were in Arabic, so I had no idea what was going on. But after the third alert, everybody on the beach was packing up and leaving, so I figured I better do the same. And then started hearing booms go off in the sky.
Kelly was able to safely make it back to his hotel. Currently, the airspace in Qatar is closed, so he has no idea when he's going to be able to make it back to Spokane. He says the experience has been a roller coaster of emotion, but he has lots of friends and loved ones who are regularly checking in with him. Well, the body of a woman who went missing in Sprague was recovered today, according to the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. Dispatch received a call this morning, in fact, from a Sprague resident saying that there was a body found in their backyard. She was identified as 26-year-old Aspen Valdez, who was reported missing 6 days ago after she got out of a family member's car. She told them she was going to Spokane. If you have any information or even security footage from the Sprague area that could help police, or at least they would find useful in this investigation, you can call the Sheriff's Office. The number's right there, 509-725-3501. Community members in Cheney are meeting 3 finalists for their new chief of police. That meet and greet event took place at the Ren Pearson Community Center. That's where NonStop Local's Ainsley Anderson spent the evening for us. You got a chance to hear from these 3 finalists.
Yeah, Morgan, and event organizers say that this almost served as a speed dating event for candidates and community members to get to know one another in a more laid-back setting.
Your input is really essential and important.
The mayor of Cheney, along with community members and law enforcement officials, were introduced to the 3 finalists for the police department's new chief.
My mission and my vision for this police department is simply the stigma and the cliche of protect and serve.
Chris Oakes serves as the current interim police chief in Cheney. He began his law enforcement career in Spokane in 2009. He also is an Army vet who served in Iraq and Afghanistan.
If you have any questions for me, I'll be at the table.
I'm Barbara Werner. A little bit about me.
Barbara Werner is the current chief of Reardon Police. Werner served as a military police officer before transitioning into becoming a trooper with the Washington State Patrol. She held that role for 24 years.
Serve and protect, and we just work together to make sure it all works.
But I just thought I'd bring my knowledge and my talent.
Adrian Pasadore is currently a captain for Cottage Grove Police in Oregon. Pasadore began his career as a sergeant turned lieutenant in Rockland, California, before making the switch to public health care. Pasadore says he ultimately missed serving as an officer and eventually made his way back to the force.
Thank you for listening to me and letting me come up here and give my spiel.
I got the chance to ask them each the same question. What do they feel is the most important role of a department leader in a town like Cheney?
Our engagement with the community, because we support one another, has been super beneficial to, I think, both us and the citizens.
The most important thing is to go out there and model the behavior that you want. You can't sit in the office and expect your officers to be out there doing their diligence in the community.
The most important role for a town like Cheney is probably somebody who's going to be available and who understands the policies, which again, if I was just moving here, I would have to understand them myself first.
Leaders with the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs say, while these three are candidates for the role, they all continue to remain loyal to their respective departments, as only one can claim the title of Cheney's Chief of Police. Reporting in Cheney, I'm Ainsley Anderson, NonStop Local.
Well, a man is dead after arriving at Lourdes Medical Center in Pasco with stab wounds. Police say someone dropped that man off at the hospital Monday night, and medical staff tried to help, but he did not survive. Police have interviewed everyone involved, and no arrests have been made yet. A major milestone in Umatilla, Oregon today, helping shape the future of public safety. City leaders and community members gathered for the groundbreaking of a new police station there. Brendan Jin was there and has how the new building's going to make a difference.
All right, everyone, let's go ahead and break this ground. Here we go. Turn it over. Give it a turn. Here we go. All right.
The city of Umatilla is now starting construction on a new $19.8 million police station.
The city is experiencing historical growth, and we need to be ready to meet that growth. And one of the cornerstones of a healthy and thriving community is public safety.
Last November, voters passed a bond measure to fund the project. Right now, the city has 16 total sworn officers, but the new facility will comfortably accommodate between 26 to 30 officers.
We'll be hiring several officers over the next 10 years. We'll need to be prepared for that extra room.
The department's current headquarters is a 40-year-old triple-wide trailer that was once a city administration building that Umatilla Police Chief Ron Bridge says is undersized and outdated.
The current police station that we have is absolutely outgrown and is lacking in modern technology. The new police station has been designed to move us into the future for many years. If we have to detain somebody, we literally handcuff them to a bench that is bolted to the ground in a hallway. So there's just so many things that are lacking.
Chief Bridge says the new station will have protected parking for officers, a sally port, interview rooms, and ventilation in the evidence room. All will be new for the new police department.
Better services and safety for our officers, so things that keep them physically fit, things that keep them mentally fit, and having the right spaces available for them to do their job.
The city expects construction to finish spring 2027. In Umatilla, Brendan Jin, NonStop Local.
Well, Rosemary writes in tonight tracking the forecast for us. Rosemary, what's in store?
Morgan, we've got more active weather headed our way after a pretty calm weekend. As we take a look outside over beautiful Spokane tonight, you'll see that things are calm just after 9 p.m. But between midnight and 1, we expect that to change. We've got temperatures holding strong in the upper 40s across eastern Washington and North Idaho just after 9. And as we turn our eyes to south central Washington state, a similar pattern. Temperatures in the mid to low 50s for Yakima and the Tri-Cities, single-digit winds passing cloud cover. But look at what we expect to happen just after midnight. Wet weather for the Lilac City as well as for the Tri-Cities and Yakima Yakima too. That wet weather's set to last all day tomorrow, Wednesday, before it kind of pushes further east and into North Idaho. After that, we see the chance for precipitation isolated through the Panhandle and northwestern Montana as conditions are set to dry out for those of us in Spokane County. Coming up in your full forecast, we'll talk about timing for lowland rain and mountain snow.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Rosemary. The State B High School Basketball Tournament returns to the Spokane Arena tomorrow. Noah Schmidt joins us now with more on a team looking to win it all.
They're looking to win it all, Morgan.
Yeah.
The Elmira Cooley Heartline boys, they were the runners-up in the 1B bracket last season, and they did it with a very young team. This time around, they have the experience to get back to the title game once again. The Warriors, they earned the 2 seed and have lost just 1 game this season. It's a team that's grown up playing with each other for years, and their head coach Graham Grindy says this team is ready for another deep run.
To lose the state championship game as close as we did, that can either be crushing or that can motivate you to want to do more. And I think that carries on into life. And that's the biggest thing I think that I saw is their resiliency. They're ready to go again. They're just ready to take it on again. And I'm ready to take on anybody with them.
And the players, they definitely agree, including Max Grindy, a junior guard, and one of Coach Grindy's 2 sons that's on the team. Max, he's helped lead the Warriors back to the arena, and this time with a little bit more experience on what to expect.
I mean, we returned about everybody. It was super cool, but we were young. We hadn't really been there before. We didn't know what we were getting into, and now we have the same goal. We all know what it feels like to make it and not win it, so we're ready.
Now the ACH boys, they will await the winner of Columbia Adventist and Wahkiakum to play their first game on Thursday night. 48 boys and girls teams all here in Spokane, and it's going to be a lot of fun, Morgan. I'm excited to have a few long days, but it's always the most fun finding some stories in the arena. So,
it is. It's a good time. All right, still to come here tonight, a lack of snow this winter and concerns for the summer. Justin Spinney has what that really means. And then later, the Richland Public Library is featuring hundreds of art pieces from southeastern Washington. A look at those still to come.
And there's still more to see and weather that's coming up here on the Pulse Prime. Stick around.
Content connecting community. You're watching The Pulse.
Hi everybody, it's nice to see you and welcome to The Pulse. We are watching races in North Carolina and Texas right now. The big headline, Democratic turnout is significant. Let's go to Texas right now where we are watching the speeches to be delivered right now. Okay, so with all that being said, James Tallarico and Jasmine Crockett are running up the total significantly, overperforming the previous primary in 2018. With thousands of outstanding votes still needing to be totaled, Democrats look on track to send a major message in ruby red Texas. Now, with that being said, Tallarico at this point does look like he will be victorious with over 50%, meaning Democrats will not need a runoff. The Republicans are not currently poised to clear that 50% mark, meaning the incumbent senator will have to make make his case to the Lone Star State for several more weeks against the state's attorney general. Now, this also means that the Republican Party will have to spend thousands of dollars on that runoff in Texas instead of spending the money in states like North Carolina. Let's be honest, Republicans have had a good flag in the state of Texas for a long time. They'd rather utilize that money in places like North Carolina, where the Democrats are mounting a significant run for the seat left open by Tom Tillis. That's all for us right here on The Pulse. Don't forget to download the NonStop Local app and enable push notifications for the latest live local breaking news wherever you are.
Well, it's been a very mild winter in the inland Northwest. NonStop local meteorologist Justin Spinney looked into snowpack levels and what they mean heading into the warmer months.
This winter has certainly felt mild, but trying to find a way to quantify that can be a challenge. You can look at specific factors like temperature and snowfall, but it's nice to have a way to compare them all together, and that's where the accumulated winter season severity index comes in. This is a product of the Midwest Regional Climate Center. It compares these three different factors: temperature, snowfall, snow depth, puts them all into a nice numerical value and compares it to years prior. So let's take a look at this, starting with Spokane. The line we're paying attention to for this year, this winter weather season, is this black line here at the very bottom, and it's at the bottom for a reason. We are talking about a record mild winter weather season based on this severity index there. As we take a look toward Lewiston, seeing similar conditions down toward the bottom, not quite record, but also not far off. Very mild winter based again on the accumulated winter season severity index across the inland Northwest. And certainly when you look at the individual factors, it also backs that up. It has been definitely warm and pretty mild also when it comes to our snowfall and snow depth totals throughout the winter, now that we're officially in meteorological spring.
So interesting, right?
Yes, and I mean, we've all noticed that it's been a mild winter, but to actually see the graph and see that this winter is like almost record mild, certainly
Well, and I think
validating.
everybody wants to react and say, oh, we're going to have this terrible fire season, and that's not necessarily true. It just really depends on the multiple factors, right? Wind, humidity, and also obviously the dryness of what's on the ground, but we'll see what's happening.
Mother Nature has her way of balancing things out, and tonight we're going to get a little moisture, so we're starting to see that actually. This is a look over the region 18 minutes past 9 p.m. Temperatures at 52 degrees in Yakima, 55 in the Tri-Cities, and Spokane at the tail end of the pack in the upper 40s, single-digit winds across the board. So we look at that satellite radar for Spokane and Kootenai counties. You'll notice plenty of passing moisture as that system starts to move her way in tonight. As for the Tri-Cities and Yakima area, more storm activity too as scattered showers begin. That storm kind of makes her way over the region. Here's what we're expecting overnight on that futurecast. You'll see strongest impacts set to start between between midnight and 1 a.m. for Spokane and Kootenai counties. We're not just looking at lowland rain, we're talking mountain snow too along our northern border in that eastern portion of the Panhandle into northwestern Montana, a wintry mix lasting overnight. Winds during this time also look to pick up as that system passes over. We've got gusts set to peak in the 25 to 30 mile per hour range for the metro area. That area just between Walla Walla and Lewiston could see gusts exceed 40 miles per hour overnight. Temperatures looking to drop to 42 degrees in Spokane. 43 degrees are expected low for Coeur d'Alene. Pretty mild and seasonable night along our northern border too. We're talking 38 degrees through Colville and 40 degrees are expected low for Chewelah. Lewiston sitting a bit warmer. 46 degrees are expected low there Tuesday night. As we look to central Washington state, pretty similar pattern. We're talking mid to low 40s at 42 degrees through Moses Lake, and temperatures overnight set to hold strong in the upper 40s through the Tri-Cities at 48 degrees in Kennewick. As for Walla Walla, 46 degrees are expected low there. Highs for tomorrow. Even though we're looking at wet weather, temperatures are set to stay pretty comfortable for this time of year. Above our average still at 48 degrees expected on Wednesday in Spokane. Temperatures look to rise to 46 over in the Lake City. 57 degrees are expected high for Moses Lake and 58 on tap for the Tri-Cities. Another look at that futurecast getting you through Wednesday now. You'll notice tomorrow as you might be starting your day 10 a.m. We've got widespread chance of showers and mountain snow for eastern Washington and North Idaho. That wet weather is set to last all day on Wednesday till we get to those overnight hours when we see that chance for precipitation isolated through everything from St. Mary's east and into northwestern Montana too. As we get later on into the work week, that pattern holds. And we really do need all this wet weather, as you just heard from Justin. We're below our normal amount of precipitation for this time of year. We're at just 34% of our normal amount of rain or snow for the past 30 days in Spokane. And over the next week here, we expect that pattern to hold in terms of daytime highs. We're looking at upper 40s into low 50s. As for the Tri-Cities and Yakima, even warmer. We've got a few days in the 60s, so rainy but pretty comfortable in terms of temperature. Morgan.
Well, coming up, the Seahawks made a big decision today on their Super Bowl MVP running back. Noah will let us know if he will be in Seattle next year or if he's going to be going somewhere else.
Live from the Northern Quest Sports Studio. This is SWX NonStop Local Sports.
Well, the West Coast Conference All-League honors were announced today. Both Gonzaga and Washington State men's and women's teams had players named to the first and second team list, along with some big awards. Let's start with those awards. Gonzaga men's senior Graham Ike takes Player of the Year after leading the conference in scoring average and second in the league in rebounds per game. Two other Zags were named to the all-freshman team. Davis Fogel and Mario Saint-Superi were instrumental in getting the Zags a share of the regular season title for the WCC this season. As for the Wazoo men, the two players earned all-CWCC honors. It was Ace Glass listed as a second team to the all-freshman team as well, while Andy Oakford was named as an honorable mention. To the women's side of the honors, Gonzaga forward Lauren Whitaker won Player of the Year and was an all-freshman player after leading the league in points, rebounds, and field goal percentage. Whitaker says she's surprised mostly because she sat out with an injury last season.
Yeah, it actually does. I mean, I talked to Coach Craig at the start of the year and really didn't have any expectations going in to the year, and just wanted to get on the court, play, back playing basketball after a year of injury. And so, yeah, I think freshman of the year was kind of in the goal-setting area, but definitely not player of the year for sure.
Now, two other Zag women also grabbed honors. Jaden Hale was the 6th Woman of the Year and was named to the all-freshman WCC team, while Allie Turner was named first team by the conference. Here's Hale on both of her honors.
I was really shocked. I just didn't expect it. I think like going into the season, I didn't have any expectations for winning any awards. So honestly, this is almost like a bonus. But I think the biggest award for me would for us to go win a WCC championship. So I think that's really what my eyes are on right now. But this is definitely kind of a fun surprise.
And only one Wazoo woman grabbed a league honor, and that was junior guard Eleanor Villa, as she was named a second-team player for the second year in a row. The NFL franchise tag deadline was today at 1 o'clock, and the Seattle Seahawks elected not to put one of their Super Bowl MVP running backs on that tag, as running back Kenneth Walker will likely be the top free agent this offseason unless the Hawks front office works out a new deal with him before free agency starts next Wednesday. Don't forget, the Hawks lost running back Zach Charbonnet to a season-ending knee injury last season.
Well, in Richland, the annual Regional High School Art Show is open at the public library, featuring hundreds of student art pieces from southeastern Washington. The show runs through March 12th with an award ceremony set for that day, Thursday, at Richland High School in the Tri-Cities. And the Judges' Choice winners will move on to the State Superintendent's Art Show. That's going to be this spring in Olympia. Thanks for joining us here for this edition of Pulse Prime. We'll see you back again tomorrow.